Well, Torey got the boys fired up last night, and they come out today and absolutely mollywop the Orioles by a score of 9-0. We have more on the Diamondbacks winning this game and the series. Pavin and Naylor going back-to-back, both of them getting their first home runs, and of course, Brandon Pfaadt giving the Diamondbacks a much-needed, fantastic start from a starting pitcher. All of this in 30 seconds. Don't you guys go anywhere. Welcome into another edition of the PHNX Dbacks podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX. And no, Ryan, I am not still high wandering around downtown Phoenix. What I am doing is trying to bring you the best damn post-game coverage that you can find anywhere for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And like I said earlier, the Diamondbacks absolutely mollywopped the Orioles today by a score of 9-0. Welcome into the PHNX Dbacks show. Of course, this show is presented by our friends at Bet365 and Game Time. Make sure to download the Bet365 app today and use that code of PHNX365 when you sign up. And also head over to Game Time, use our code of PHNX. You'll get $20 off your first order. I am here. I am dehydrated, Steven, but I am not alone. I got my guy on the ones and twos, the one and only large, intimate Kevin Thomas. He started calling me medium-sized Derek, which I don't know how I feel about that. It's like on the same wavelength as pocket-sized Rudy from Bob's Burgers. But welcome into you guys, Kevin. Great to see you, and great to see the Diamondbacks improving to 7-6 on the year. Today, what we witnessed was the Diamondbacks' most complete victory so far in the 2025 season. We have very much been desiring a win like this. Maybe it got a little boring at one point. Maybe the outcome was determined far before we reached, our final destination. However, it was just great to see the Diamondbacks finally click on all cylinders, have everything go their way today. Brandon Pfaadt was outstanding. The offense exploded for 9 runs, including 4 home runs, and that late one there by Jerry P. And it was just a very, very cathartic win, I think, for this team. After what happened last night, we're going to talk about Torey getting himself a good night's sleep. But first, let's hear from Torey on this game. Here's what he had to say.
You look for a complete effort. You look for this type of game at every turn, and especially when we're not playing up to our standards and we're grinding. We win a tough game yesterday, and then the boys came out and did their job at a very high level. I think it was really set up by Brandon Pfaadt. He came out and got us through that first inning. I know that you guys have been asking me questions about the first inning. He answered those thoughts for all of us in a very, very positive way. He went out and executed a good game plan for the 6 innings and really set it up for our offense to go out and do their job. You know, you're sitting on a 2-0 lead against a team like the Baltimore Orioles with good, young, talented players that can strike at any time. I just felt if we could extend the lead and push it to 3 or 4 runs, it was going to give us a real good setup in our bullpen, liked our chances, and we went ahead and got 5 in that 6th inning, I think. So that was some just real good, timely hitting. It was Pavin, it was Naylor. It was just a complete offensive day. The top of the lineup, we were very heavy up there with the home runs, multiple hits. What can you say about Corbin? He continues to stay hot and just not miss his pitch. And then one of those days where you get 14 hits, 3 or 4 walks, and you're sending 17, 18 base runners out there, you're gonna put up some big numbers. So I was really proud of these guys. We've been fighting a little bit. You guys know that, and I've been sharing that information with you. But what we did over these past couple of days was pretty fun to watch.
It has been pretty fun to watch, and honestly, overall, this team has produced offensively, but they really haven't had a game like this. The Diamondbacks have been down. They've had to kind of chip their way back, even in games where they had a lead. You didn't feel very confident in that lead. This was just a different game. This was, again, a blowout victory that the Diamondbacks very much needed, at least to realize, who they are and what they're still capable of. And Torey brought up Corbin Carroll, who continues to be outstanding. Corbin was the light in the darkness there for a while for us. I mean, he really was. He was the only guy producing. In fact, he was giving this team an opportunity to win. He did so yesterday. He did so again today. Out of the gate, Corbin Carroll with a leadoff single to start the game today. He comes around to score later on a Josh Naylor sac fly. They still couldn't get that big hit, but they get the early lead, go up 1-0. Next time around, Corbin Carroll leads off, this time in the third inning, and Corbin Carroll hits a solo dinger, his 5th of the year. And come on with this guy. This guy is just ridiculous the way he's playing this year. We've seen Corbin Carroll be incredible in the second half. We saw him have an outstanding 2023, and yet here in 2025, we might absolutely see the best version of Corbin Carroll we've ever seen. And I mean, Corbin goes 2 for 4 today. He has an RBI, 2 runs scored, a walk, a strikeout. His StatCast is just insane here. I think we have the Sarah Lang tweet. Of course, baseball is the best. We got Corbin Carroll's. This is what his StatCast page looks like. Look at how hot that is. Look at how hot that is. Corbin just is incredible right now. He now has a 13-game on-base streak to start the season. Like we said, the last time anybody reached this kind of streak was Josh Rojas with a 14-game streak. There have been a few 15-game streaks to start the season, splattered throughout the Diamondbacks history, but Corbin Carroll has a chance here to really make some history and keep hot. This is what Torey had to say in regards to Corbin being so hot right now.
I've seen him on some heaters for sure. I know last year he came on very strong in the second half. But yeah, I think there was a period of time for about a month and a half at the start of maybe like May-ish till mid-June of his rookie season. I thought this is a really impressive run for any type of a player at any time, let alone Corbin Carroll in his first year. So yeah, I think he's been very consistent. He works as hard as anybody. He's not sitting still. He doesn't waste days. He's going to get better every single day. That's what we like in all of our players.
Steven Bananas says, I don't know what I'm looking at, but that's a lot of red, and red must mean hot. That is top-notch analysis there, Steven. Throw it back up there, Kevin, because it is kind of small. It's a little hard to see. You might have to go to actually see her tweet on Twitter, to be honest. But what we have there is what percentile Corbin Carroll ranks in as far as MLB ranking. So it's on a scale from poor to average to great. And right now, what you see there in red is all of Corbin's batting. His batting run value, his base running value, his fielding run value, then his xWOBA. These are all expected stats. xWOBA, XBA, expected batting average, expected slug. His average exit velo right now is 95.3 miles per hour, which is in the 95th percentile of Major League Baseball. His barrel percentage is at 20%, which is in the 90th percentile. His sweet spot percentage is at 45.7%, which is insane, and that's in the 90th percentile. Bat speed is up at 74.7%, 89th percentile. So what this means is Corbin Carroll's new stance is working, is what it means. One of the things Corbin struggled with last year was his bat path, and it was flat, which was meaning that even though he was getting a decent barrel sometimes on the ball, even though he was getting decent exit velo, he had the flattest swing in Major League Baseball, and it just resulted in a lot of balls being hit for a negative launch angle, basically hit for ground outs, hit right at defenders. This year is crazy. But yes, Chris the Grouch needs to point out the biggest thing on there. Kevin, throw that back up because I need to see it one more time. I might just need to look at it for hours because it's so beautiful. But down there in fielding, his arm value is in the 96th percentile. No more noodle arm Corbin Carroll, my friends. And like we knew Corbin Carroll wasn't that. We knew that this guy, based on his athleticism and his physique and everything about him, should be much better than he was at throwing the ball. And maybe his technique changed. I doubt it was strength. It's probably just a change of technique. The things there that you see in blue basically have to do with him striking out. Corbin Carroll is not walking very much. He's striking out at a pretty high percentage, at least right around league average. He's chasing and he's swinging and missing at pitches quite a bit. But again, I think I'll take those areas being a bit blue for Corbin to have all of that red in regards to the success he's had with all of his other batting metrics this season. So it's just a very exciting sample size, I guess you could say, here early in the season for Corbin. And that is the reason why we're seeing him come out and have this 13-game streak of reaching on base. Torey here, he said a little bit more in regards to Corbin's adjustments with his batting stance and the success that he's had.
Well, he works hard to get his hands in that slot and get his foot down, just be under control and make good swing decisions, and that's ultimately what I think he's doing. I think he's slowed down that movement. It looks like a very aggressive setup, but if you take a look at it, the hands are moving on time and they're getting right into that hole where they need to fire, and that's what every player looks for. You know, when you're long and draggy and not feeling great, it's hard to get into that consistent spot. So he's putting him right in that hole and ready to go.
Derek, I don't know if you saw with the Sarah Lang tweet that I'll throw up one more time to honor our sweet boy Corbin Carroll. If for those that can do math and have eyes at home, he is 90th percentile or better in all but 7 of these categories. I think it could be even less because I'm not good with numbers myself.
Yeah,
but
no, I hear you on that.
Corbin Carroll's numbers are incredible.
It's only because, again, Corbin Carroll is a relentless athlete. He's a relentless baseball player when it comes to improvements, to his philosophies, to the way that he approaches the game. Josh Naylor is quickly becoming, by the way, one of my favorite people to talk to, and we're going to speak a little bit more about his first home run of the season. But first, here's Naylor commenting on what he's already picking up from Corbin Carroll being his teammate.
I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I've played against him for a few years now. Phenomenal player, always runs the bases hard. He could turn a single into a double with the best of them. I'm very honored to be his teammate. I continue to try to learn from him. I watch him during BP every day in the cage and just kind of try to understand his philosophies and the way he thinks of hitting. He's a great player, and he's going to have a very, very great future, and I look forward to hopefully being a part of it.
I love hearing Josh Naylor say that, by the way, because, again, there's a madness to Josh Naylor in the way he plays baseball, and then there's this very cerebral side of him, which we will show you a bit more, some of his answers in regards to his approaches at hitting the ball. But he was a big part of that 5th inning that the Diamondbacks offense just exploded. Up to that point, I mean, they did have a lead. Things were going well. Brandon Pfaadt was pitching well, and we'll get to his performance here shortly as well. But that 5th inning started out with Corbin Carroll for the first time not getting on base as the leadoff hitter in an inning. Instead, Perdomo singles with 1 out, and then Pavin Smith, our Ginger Jesus, comes through, the Red Menace himself, hitting his first home run of the year, a 2-run home run that landed in the pool and pushed the Dbacks lead to 4. And of course, the pitching did a great job today at holding the Orioles scoreless, but still, that was the moment where I think every Diamondback fan could take a breath, have a collective sigh of relief, and feel like we finally had a decent lead that the boys could protect, especially with how well the bullpen has been pitching as of late. So because of that, their Pavin Smith's pull shot, which we are now calling, thanks to one Alex Weiner from Arizona Sports, we're calling those cannonballs this season. That's what they're called. So for that cannonball, Pavin Smith's home run is our Sanderson Ford deep drive of the game. That's that Pavin Smith 2-run pull shot. It marked the 40th time in team history that a Diamondback player has hit a pull shot or cannonball, which we're now there it is. That's what we're calling it. That's by the 40th by a Dbacks player in franchise history. It's the 73rd home run ball ever hit into the pool at Chase Field all time. In fact, this is kind of fun. Pavin Smith was the last player in franchise history to hit a cannonball into the pool. That was back on September 25th, 2024. And, I know you guys can't get enough Pavin content. So here's Pavin talking about being super hot right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, on that road trip, I didn't feel great, striking out a bunch, but, found ways to get, some hits while I, kind of worked on things and worked on my load to be able to see the ball a little bit better and kind of clicked these last 2 days.
What's weird is to look at the Arizona Diamondbacks offense this season and think that they're struggling, but if you've actually watched the games, I think that would be your takeaway. Is that wrong? I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat and see if you guys feel that way. Like, do you think the Diamondbacks offense has been struggling up to this point, or has it been more of the deficit that they've been put in? Because when you look back at some of these games, yeah, you know, they lost game 1 of this series 5-1. That wasn't a great offensive performance, obviously, and you're going to have those sporadically. But despite the results, it still feels like they've struggled up until today. And, you know, they put it all together. The team put everything together today. Offensively, they really put it together. Here's Pavin a bit more on him getting his offense together and the incredible season that he's had so far.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it seemed like a good road trip until that last day, and it kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit, and you know, it didn't start well on Monday, but then turned it around these last 2 days. Our pitching yesterday really locked them down, and it was great to see after that first inning, and carried it over today.
Why Pavin Smith? Why is he out there so much? Because Pavin Smith is hitting 400 with a 486 on base percentage and a 1.153 OPS. Pavin Smith, our Ginger Jesus. But another guy that's a psychopath that we really have come to love already is Josh Naylor. He's a guy that has a lot of power typically in his career that we haven't had a chance to see up until today. Naylor gets his first home run of the season. It is a back-to-back jack right after Pavin Smith's home run. It's the first time that they've hit back-to-back homers since Josh Bell and Gino did it back on September 22nd last year. Coincidentally enough, it was against the Baltimore Orioles. So good day here offensively. You know, then the Diamondbacks, of course, come back here to add a few more runs. But Josh Naylor had a fascinating answer because Torey Lovullo had basically said that Josh Naylor had set the Orioles pitcher up for that home run. Well, Naylor did exactly that. And here is his explanation on how he set up that pitcher for that home run.
Our first at bat, he went splitter, front hip, and I didn't budge. It was a good pitch, but that's not what I was looking for with the first and third. Less than 2 outs, and he threw me a backdoor curveball. That's a pitch I can get in the air, knowing it starts high. It's going to end kind of middle-ish of the zone. It was a ball, but I took my chance just to raise it, and then next AB, he went sinker, front hip, good pitch, didn't want that 0-0. Then he went fastball away, and I kind of took it as if he surprised me, and he tried to go back again, but I was waiting for it again, and just try to hit it the other way. And then the third AB, I knew that the splitter was the only pitch that he's thrown that I didn't really take a chance at, or even look like I was going to take a chance at it, so I figured I'd get it again. He's throwing it. It was a pretty good pitch for him so far during the day. But I figured if it just starts inside, it's going to end middle. And I was just waiting for that whole first at bat to try to stay back as long as I could on it and put a good swing in it, and thank God it went out.
Candace says, I swear Naylor's eyes can cure cancer. You might not be wrong about that. Steven says, Josh looks like he could slam a few beers with Derek. Hell yeah. We'd have a good time. But Josh is just, again, quickly becoming one of my favorite people to speak to in the locker room. He has such a dignified approach, I guess you could say, to the game. I know, a lot of players, they don't really feel like elaborating much, and I don't really know if they should, if I'm being honest. Players I've told you guys this, time is your most valuable commodity. I always appreciate the fact that you would spend some of yours with me watching the show. Same thing with these players. Their time is valuable. And again, I appreciate the fact that Josh takes the time to explain so much about the game of baseball to us. He was asked about kind of balancing the psychological side of baseball with, kind of just instincts and being out there and trying to hit the ball hard. And he had a great answer for that. This is what he had to say.
Baseball, in my opinion, is very psychological. It's a big chess game. Kind of got to think along with the pitcher. You got to see what he's doing out there the whole game, what he's comfortable with throwing, what areas he's comfortable with throwing in, what pitches are working for him that day, what aren't. So you can kind of, then it's with experience, slowly figure out what he's going to throw to you in a certain at-bat, whether runner's on, runner's not on, out of the stretch, not out of the stretch. I just try to break down the game in that way. I try to teach younger guys that. I'm showing Alex some things and trying to help him kind of decipher pitches, decipher counts, and break down things in that sense. But I think it just comes with experience and playing. seeing pitchers, knowing again where they like to throw it, and if that's not working, where's their plan B going?
Lawrence says that jersey is legit, though. That's a Bobby Orr jersey he's wearing. And I will also confirm that Josh Naylor might have the most electric collection of sports jerseys I've ever seen. He has a ton of hockey jerseys, being Canadian, huge fan of the game. But he was rocking a Toronto Raptors jersey yesterday. The man has swag. He has swag, and he showed it off today. Great day for Naylor. Also, a great day for one Jake McCarthy in this same inning. We're still in the fifth. 2 outs. Alec Thomas gets hit by a pitch, and Jake gets his first hit of the year. Let's go, Jake! Yeah! Woo! A double. Great for Jake. And again, I know it's ridiculous, but it can really be that easy. Just getting that first hit, getting that monkey off your back. You know, it's like, you know, this situation with Josh Naylor and Pavin Smith. Both of them have had good seasons. Pavin Smith has been outstanding, but this is their first day getting, you know, home runs, and you really feel like maybe we should have seen some power earlier on, but hopefully this is the dam breaking a bit, and hopefully that's the case with Jake McCarthy. He's too good of a hitter for him to be slumping like this, and it was great to see him get that double. So Torey here discussed after the game a little bit about Jake getting that hit.
Yeah, it was a good moment for all of us. You know, Jake is grinding. He's got a great mentality. Every single day he straps it on, he goes as hard as he possibly can for as long as he possibly can, and he doesn't let up. And for him to finally have that success was a big moment in the dugout. We all shared it with him. You could see it's probably quite a relief for him. And he comes out every day. Whether he's doing well or not, he's a great teammate and he wants to win moments, and he just hasn't been winning moments at the plate. So what does it mean? It means he's got his first hit, and he doesn't have to look up at the scoreboard and see that 3 zeros up there, and he's on his way now.
Well, I'll tell you, this was a very exciting day, and just like we don't want to get too low on the losses, we don't want to get too high on the wins, and that's a big part of today. But what we do hope to see is this to carry over, right? Just for the guys to have some confidence. I really feel like the biggest problem with this team offensively has been guys trying to do too much, you know, and realistically, the idea here is that when you're struggling, sometimes you're struggling as a team because everybody's trying to do too much. You have a day like today where Corbin gives them an early lead. Brandon Pfaadt goes out there and is shoving, and you just find it a little easier to not be so not be so tight about it, not to put so much pressure on yourself at the dish that this entire game falls on your shoulders right now in this at bat. So Torey talked a little bit more about this team putting it together offensively. Here's what he had to say.
A little bit. You know, to be honest with you, things are going to come together at some point, and it's our job as coaches and staff members to shrink up that gap. You know, you got to bridge it from hopefully one day to the next where you turn it around. It's been things that lingered for 5 to 7 games, and the fact that we finally put together some really good offensive approaches with some good pitching, some solid base running. The defense played well today. This was Dback baseball. This is who we are. So we want to continue to go out there and do what we do best and play this type of a game. If we do, we're going to win a lot of them.
Pumps me up. Lawrence asking a very important question that I actually asked some of the people I was sitting with today, which was, all right, so I need opinions. Do we say "you suck" during the Kurt Angle song? I'm going to make a promise to you guys right now. I'm going to ask this of Jake McCarthy, and I'm going to get Jake McCarthy to tell me if he wants us to chant "you suck" at him. Jake knew what he was doing when he got into the Kurt Angle music. He specifically picked it around WrestleMania time, this same time last year, and told me that was the reason why he went with Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle's theme music is iconic. I'm not going to say it's a bad song to pick, but like you point out, it is notoriously known for the fact that there's a section of it to which we as the fans chant "you suck" at Kurt. It doesn't matter anymore if he's a good guy or a bad guy. We just do it. It's part of the gimmick. It's part of the song, right? It's like chanting with Seth Rollins' song or doing some of the other stuff, doing the "Hey Bailey" thing, all of that. It's all part of wrestling, but I don't quite I mean, maybe Jake's self-deprecating. That's really what I continue to fall back on. I don't know, but this team finally putting it together. Again, hitting is contagious. Rubbed off on Jake today. I told Jack Summers next to me that he could probably go down and get a hit with the way this team was doing things today. And a lot of it had to be with hitting just being contagious. Again, you could say it's contagious. I say it's once guys start hitting, it takes the pressure off the rest of the lineup. But here's what Josh Naylor had to say in regards to hitting being contagious.
I think good at-bats are contagious. Hard hits are contagious. You see one guy do it, and it's like, why can't I do it? So I always think of baseball in that sense. It's a very contagious game. Whether it's on offense or defense, you just continue to play hard and wait for your chance.
Well, he's not wrong, but there might be a good reason why that is the case. So we are very excited. We have way more to talk about in this game. Kevin, I almost said Damon because I already miss him from being here, but I think what I need to do before we move on from the series, maybe before we move on to talk about Brandon Pfaadt, I think I need to throw some shade at Laz Diaz because we didn't do that last night, and I still have pent up anger about that. So if we could, can we get a little throwing shade music, please? Laz Diaz, you want to throw out our starting pitcher in last night's game, and you want to do it after Torey Lovullo already removed him from the game. What? Because you don't like when people look at you? You don't like when they tell you how wrong you are, how incredibly bad you are at your job, how much you suck, how much you couldn't make a right call on a check swing? How much you needed to go off and cause not only Merrill Kelly to be slightly upset, but you caused the entire interior defense to be upset. Josh Naylor had to handle you, but that wasn't enough because Torey Lovullo had to handle you, and all you did was woke the beast. That's what you did. So maybe I'm shouting at you right now. Maybe I'm angry, but perhaps I should be thanking you for your dumbass decision that caused this team to unify, to galvanize, and become an unstoppable monster today in the series finale. So thank you, Laz Diaz. Thank you for not being able to see. Thank you for needing LASIK surgery that you refuse to have. And thank you for always refusing to admit that you are wrong, because maybe the Diamondbacks might be at their best now and it might be all your fault. So thanks is what I'm saying. I know it's probably should end this more aggressively, but I don't have much voice left. And to answer Candace's question from a little bit earlier, 4 hours of sleep, Candace. 4 hours of sleep is what we're going on.
Hey,
but,
same.
Same?
Yeah, nice.
All right, let's go, pal.
Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us being productive members of society here with only 4 hours of sleep. Well, that's.
I did real quick before we go to break, Derek, want to mention Stephen Bannis's Mr. Bananas super chat that goes hand in hand with what you were just ranting on about. Do you think Lovullo gave Laz Diaz a brochure for laser eye surgery with his lineup card this afternoon?
That would have been a pretty electric move. Like, it would have been funny for the meeting at home plate to happen. You have Torey Lovullo approach home plate, change lineup cards, and hand it to Laz Diaz, who was the home plate umpire in tonight's game. By the way, you have to put up with that in Major League Baseball. You have to put up with an umpire throwing you out over at first base, throwing out your starting pitcher after you remove him from the game, and then he gets to be the home plate umpire for the finale. But yeah, no, it would have been nice to see Torey just slip him a brochure for LASIK surgery and then see Laz toss him before the game even started. Like, he's like, you're gone, Torey.
I mean, apparently the way Torey was trying to tiptoe around it last night, it sounded like they were old homeboys. Like, it sounded like they were brothers from a past life. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Maybe he would have been cool with that kind of a joke.
I'll tell you this much. He's he very much tiptoed around that whole situation. Torey reminds me of a guy that he's going to know to say, "I'm sorry, officer," and call him sir during a traffic altercation or traffic stop just to get out of the ticket. And then when he drives away, he's going to be like, "Ha ha, son of a bitch," that kind of thing. So that's what I'll say is that Torey strikes me as the guy that he knows when to play those cards at the right time. But we have so much more to talk about from this game, including our numbers from this series and Brandon Pfaadt's performance today, which really was the key to this victory. We will do all of this on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, of course, I can't throw shade without our friends at Shady Rays. By the way, I did find my sunglasses, the ones I lost. So let's go. Thank you to Shady Rays for still having my back. They have the craziest lost and broken replacement plan. They were like, what happened to your glasses? I was like, I lost them again. And they were like, Derek, fine. Here's your new order. So thank you, Shady Rays, for being so easy to work with when it comes to me losing my sunglasses, which, by the way, I've never lost my I have had sunglasses for like 12 years that I never lost, and yet somehow, because I love these so much, I can't keep track of them. But you should definitely keep track of everything Shady Rays is doing. They have so many styles to choose from that will fit your face, make you look beautiful. And of course, if you don't love them, you can exchange them for free or return them worry-free within 30 days, no questions asked. The Shady Rays team always has your back. These sunglasses have durable frames and crystal clear optics. They have some amazing polarized frames, or not frames, but lenses as well. So make sure to check out the entire category that they have to offer. Again, PHNX viewers and listeners right now, go to shadyrays.com and save 35% off polarized sunglasses with code PHNX. Over 300,000 people have rated Shady Rays 5 stars, so use code PHNX today at shadyrays.com. And of course, if you need a great manager in your corner on your team to get you the home you're looking for, look no further than Carol Royce and her team. We met here at the office with Carol Royce. She's an incredible person, somebody that's been here in the Valley for over 3 decades, and there are 3 generations of family members on her team. But here's the thing, if you're thinking about buying your first home, or even if you're a seasoned home buyer, you should look to Carol Royce. She can help you out with a game plan that will get you on the right track for home ownership. Not only can she get you into your starter home, but Carol can help you game plan to your dream home. She can help you with financing. She can guide you, let you know what good rates are. She can just definitely be a personal advisor for you. And this is a great time for new home buyers to try to get into your forever home. Maybe you're looking to move, but you need to sell first. Buy one of Carol's homes and she'll buy yours for cash. So if you're ready to find your dream home, take the next step. Call Carol Royce at 480-776-5231 or visit Carol Royce online at carolroyceteam.com and tell them the good folks at PHNX sent you. That's carolroyceteam.com. Terms and conditions do apply. All right. Why is Max Simpson here?
He said he was accusing you of being a bad guy, that you lost your Shady Rays and then blamed the innocent admin.
Oh, can we talk about that? When my Shady Rays went missing, Max proceeded to tell me how, well, maybe somebody stole them to teach you a lesson. Maybe someone was sick of the way that you treated them. Maybe someone was tired of you always calling them a bad guy. And that led me to believe that Max had, in fact, stole my sunglasses. And he kept this charade up for a period of time until I was able to finally find them. But that doesn't make him any better of a person, I don't think. And he really wants me to somehow like affirm him as a good person. And I just can't do that, Kevin. There's not enough evidence to back that up.
You know, Max is a good associate of ours, a good coworker of ours. You know, he also enjoys pro wrestling, but sometimes that guy is hard to support.
He really is.
And this is one of those times where we're celebrating you getting something that you loved back into your possession. And here comes Max making it about Max,
Kevin?
when this is really about Shady Rays.
Kevin?
Derek? Yeet.
Thank you. We're going to move on to Brandon Pfaadt, because really Brandon Pfaadt was the real star of the show today. The Diamondbacks offense woke up. Again, this team clicked on all cylinders today. But the Brandon Pfaadt, with the way he pitched, didn't even need the Diamondbacks offense to show up like it did. He was exactly what the Dbacks needed in the series finale. He was exactly what they've needed all season long. Besides a Merrill Kelly start and a Zach Gallen start, we haven't seen too many of these great starts out of the starting rotation that we know can be great, right? There was no drama in this one. There was no excitement. It was just 6 innings of dominant pitching when it came to what Brandon Pfaadt did today. He kept his pitches, as crazy as this sounds, where they belong. Kept his fastball up. He kept his breaking stuff down. And I think we have the pitch chart here that kind of illustrates that. But as you can see, those red dots there are the fastballs. He kept them up in the zone. All of his breaking stuff, his changeup, his curveball, his sweeper, all of that stuff stayed lower in the zone. Obviously, you have some that missed a little higher, but nothing got too out of hand. He just was working all over the place. Like, as you can see there, this is like there's a lot of misses outside of the zone, but this is a well spread pitch chart. Like, he did a great job at spreading his pitches around and just being deceptive. They talked a bit about how good his curveball was today, but Torey really said that the big key was, his fastball today and his command. Here's what Torey had to say about Brandon Pfaadt's outing.
I thought his fastball came out super hot. First two pitches were good aggressive fastballs. I think he set a tone, and against one of the best young hitters in Gunnar Henderson, you do that. I think you're standing on the bump and getting it done. Everybody takes notice of that. So I felt like there was good fastball presence. And then we talked about the curveball, initiating the curveball. I think I did that in pregame on the radio. Out of nowhere, that happened again, and he just had a good feel for all of his pitches today. But I think the fastball command and just announcing that presence is really what carried him early.
Did I say the word milk wrong again? Milk. Well, milk and shitty rays. All right. Well, we got Brandon Pfaadt today having himself a good outing again. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So just a dominant outing over a fairly good Baltimore Orioles team. And when you took a look at the starting rotations from both of these teams, you probably felt like these two performances, at least for games 2 and 3, should have maybe been reversed. Brandon Pfaadt talked here a bit on the outing and what was working for him.
It felt good. I think it was a good overall team win. I think when the bats come out firing like they did, it's easier for us on our side to pitch and play defense, and that's what happened. But I felt good. I felt like I was commanding pitches, hit a weird spot there with the 2 walks in a row, but Posey got me back on track, and we were able to just keep attacking and keeping control of the game.
I don't know whose voice is more cooked today, mine or Brandon Pfaadt's. Might be a push, but Brandon Pfaadt talked a little bit about mixing his pitches. He also talked about his curveball. Here's first Brandon Pfaadt on mixing his pitches.
A little bit of both. I think that was a little bit of the game plan, just mix and keep them on their toes, and we did that. And Jose called a great game back there, and we were able to keep them off balance all day and get some ground balls, much needed ground balls.
Yeah, and again, if you could throw that pitch chart up again real fast there, Kev, you'll see here that this is what he was talking about. They did a great job of the mix, and you look at the percentages, you look at what he was able to do to every batter. He definitely kept every batter off balance, but his curveball was something else today. Here's what Brandon Pfaadt had to say about his curveball.
Yeah, it was a work in progress, I think, from the start of last year, and we've tweaked it a little bit in the spring training, and it's playing well, and keep improving that and keep using that.
Well, there was a lot of guys in this game that definitely deserved the king snake, right? But it's hard not to give it to our guy Brandon Pfaadt there. Again, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 K. Just gave the Diamondbacks exactly what they needed. And honestly, even a poor production from offense today would have won the game. But the Diamondbacks bullpen continues to shove. By the way, you got Dbacks going out there today, doing the thing again for this team, giving them 2 innings of hitless, scoreless, walkless, no strikeouts either, but basically just 2 innings of outs. And that's what Dbacks has done so far this team. He lowers his ERA this season to 0.96. Jarvis comes out. He also had a clean inning of work as well. And so overall, this bullpen entering today was ranked 10th in Major League Baseball today. They had a 3.14 ERA entering play today. So, and that's honestly not even the majority of it. When you look at guys like, Shelby Miller and Dbacks and their ERAs, and basically the good relievers so far in the bullpen, Ryan Nelson, Justin Martinez, they've all been outstanding, right? And even the guys that have struggled a little bit, it's a small sample size. They haven't, been crazy. I think the biggest disappointment for most people would be AJ Puk, and AJ Puk just had an incredible year last year coming in to this team. And unfortunately, so far, he's struggled a little bit with giving up home runs, but I still think Puk's going to be okay. He's going to be solid, perhaps as an 8th inning setup guy, or just a guy to come in there as a strong lefty against, the heart of the order, or when Torey needs him. But this bullpen is outstanding, and we also have other outstanding things to look at from this series. But as you'll see here in the numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, bullpen really did the job in this series. Diamondbacks outscore the Orioles 14-8 overall. They out-hit them 5 home runs to just the 1 for the Orioles. Diamondbacks and Orioles coming into today both had just 1 home run in this series. So Diamondbacks blew things open. Runners in scoring position, probably another weakness for the Diamondbacks. They had lots of opportunities to get guys in. 3 for 28, not ideal. 3 for 17 isn't great for the Orioles either, but 3 for 28, the Diamondbacks, that's something that they need to clean up. They need to very much be able to take advantage of those opportunities when given them. Starting pitching ERA, bless this. And I mean, this is with Zach Gallen giving up 5 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings in game 1 of this series. So a 3.78 starting pitching ERA for the Dbacks, 6.32 for the Orioles, and then the relief pitching ERA. Neither team had given up a run prior to today's game, but the Baltimore Orioles end up giving up 3 today, and that pushes their ERA for the series up to 2.89. Meanwhile, Diamondbacks bullpen did not give up a run in 3 games. What is this team? I don't even know anymore. What is this? What is this of this team, right? I mean, they're probably ranked 8th, I would guess, after today's win. Maybe still right around 9th or 10th, but I mean, to be in the top 10 for bullpen, we knew that could be good. We just didn't know it would be this good. Did not have on my bingo card, them being the biggest strength so far early of the Diamondbacks this season, but it's a good thing. We have been tormented at times by the bullpen coming in and not being able to give the Diamondbacks a chance to win. So far, we've seen exactly that. It doesn't matter if it's been a blowout or if it's been a close game. The Diamondbacks bullpen has given them a chance to win almost every time, almost every game this season. So that's something that is very different from last year and very exciting as far as a possibility for what this team could do going forward. Kevin, what was your biggest takeaway from today's game? Just them putting it all together?
Yeah, honestly, if I'm going to keep it a buck with you, it was Josh Naylor. His bat waking up really made me feel good inside, because if you have other pieces of that lineup working, it doesn't hit the same unless you have that power to back it up, and you're missing that with Christian Walker. No more singing of the songs. So you need Josh Naylor to have a hot bat this season, and I think that him hitting his first had to inject everybody with a lot of confidence.
Man, I'll tell you, you are absolutely right. I think that, it's refreshing to see Corbin Carroll be on this streak and be as good as he's been, but we kind of expect that, right? Josh Naylor being a new addition to this team, he's had his struggles so far this year. We know defensively he hasn't been as strong as Christian Walker was. We've just seen some sloppy play from, quite frankly, I'll blame it on the people throwing him the ball more than it being about Josh Naylor catching the ball. But again, he's definitely not Christian Walker over there, who can help, weak throws look better because of his ability to scoop them up and to do what he did over there. But you're right. Yeah, Josh Naylor getting that home run today felt very, very good, and it felt very much like, this is the Diamondbacks, getting back on track offensively. Piece of Yoshi says, it was 2 for 12 today. Do you mean in regards to the runners in scoring position? Yeah, the Diamondbacks were 0 for 6 in game 1, 1 for 10 in game 2, and 2 for 12 in game 3. So that, if my math once again is correct, that is 3 for 28. And yeah, not a great day. But overall, we're not going to worry about that because the Diamondbacks found a way to win. That's something to focus on with this team. Is it doesn't feel like this team is going to do this very often. We would love to see that, right? We would love to see that. But I do think that realistically, this team is going to continue to find different ways to win ball games. The one thing I would like to see is these starting pitchers get on track the way we saw today out of Brandon Pfaadt. And to be fair, Brandon Pfaadt has probably still been the most consistent pitcher in the starting rotation. Maybe Merrill Kelly is up there, but he had himself a very bad start in New York. But, you kind of know what you're going to get out of Brandon Pfaadt. And the one thing about Pfaadt is he's going to give you a chance to win every single time. every single time. So that's something great about Brandon. What are we asking? Steven Banana says, do we really not shower while we're on this winning streak? No. He said, Derek, you in? No, I'm very much not in. I've never been more out on anything ever in the history. I took 2 showers in the last, like, I only got 4 hours of sleep, but I took 2 showers since the last time I did a show here. So no, I'm not doing that. I'm not coming. You guys want to sit together and you want to not shower? These are all bad ideas. These are bad ideas. I want you guys to think it through a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to need from you. But on the other side of this break, we are going to take a look ahead at the Diamondbacks schedule here in the month of April. And I'm going to put it to you guys on what you guys think would be a successful month after we take a look at their opponents still left on the schedule. So again, don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, everybody wants to let it stew in the chat. I don't know about that. No, I don't like that. But it's just like over at Bet365, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary on this show, and it's never ordinary over at Bet365. Make sure you check out Bet365, download their app, and let them help you make watching live sports more fun. That's what they do. They pioneered live in-game betting, and they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. New customers right now can receive $150 in bonus bets. All you got to do is sign up and use our code of PHNX365. When you do, you can get down on the MLB early payout offer. With the MLB early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 5 runs, and so your bet will be marked as a winner. Your same game parlay and parlay selections will also be marked as winners, regardless of the overall outcome of the game. So get down on Bet365 right now. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use that code of PHNX365, deposit $10, place a bet of $5 or more to receive $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. And of course, again, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342, or visit problemgambling.az.gov. Also, of course, we like to have some fun around here, and a great place to do that is over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Whether you're just looking for a night out on the town, or if you want to join us on April 24th for our Cardinals Draft Day watch party, you can join Bo Brock, known Baltimore Orioles fan, Johnny Venerable, and our Damon Dog, one and only Damon Dog, on all sorts of Cardinals diehards out at Gila River Resorts, Wild Horse Pass, and the Upper Deck Bar and Grill for an unforgettable NFL draft party and live show presented by our friends at Circle K and Gila River. Your ticket includes entrance to the party and PHNX Cardinals live show. You also can get an all-you-can-eat buffet dinner from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There are drink tickets for the 21 and over crowd. There are raffle tickets for great giveaways. And of course, diehards get that 20% discount. So you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Make sure you check them out. Visit playathila.com for more details. All right. Well, we got some new merch, by the way, you guys. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the wonderful designs that we have, but we got our Go Snakes collection here. It's our opening day 2025 collection. Got that infamous S snake there on the left. Really, really big fan of all of these shirts, but there's no shirt I want more than the JJ there. That's what we're just calling it. It's the, I don't know what they have it listed as on the actual website, but it's the JJ. Am I wrong, Kevin? I mean, what else?
I mean, I'm thinking how long until we get you in the shirt at this point? A lot of talk, not a lot of shirt.
I need like 5 of them so I can wear them every single day whenever I do the show. But yeah.
How long till we get Jesse Jr. in one?
Oh, that's the big, yeah, we need and it can't have any sleeves.
Correct.
Right? He's not a lizard. He's a
Yeah.
snake. It's just going to be like a cylinder, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it
Tube?
out. We'll get Eric will definitely figure out a way to sew something up over there. But looking ahead at the month of April, things actually seem pretty good for the Arizona Diamondbacks when you look ahead. I mean, things do get tougher once we get to May, and they get tough pretty fast. But the rest of the month of April gets a bit easier. And again, when you take a look here at the schedule, you have 3 games coming up with the Brewers, which we will preview on tomorrow's 2 p.m. show. So make sure to join us for that. After those 3 games with the Brewers, they have 3 games in Miami against the Marlins. They have 3 games at Fenway against the Chicago Cubs. Then they come back home for 3 games against the Rays, 3 more against the Braves, and then they close the month out with technically a 3-game series against the Mets, but there's 2 more games in the month of April. So obviously the Cubs have been playing some good baseball. They currently lead their division, and we know the Mets are always going to be a threat to not only ruin our day, but to win a baseball game against the Diamondbacks. But when you look at this stretch, there's a lot of winnable series in here, and there's a really good chance that the Diamondbacks could come out of the series with the Brewers, the Marlins, the Rays, and the Braves all with series wins, right? So if you take a look at the potential here, right, the Diamondbacks could go 15-11 in this month, right? Now you still have the 4 games they played against the Cubs, kind of not being considered in there since those were in March, but essentially that would put them at the 17-13 mark after the month of April. And I honestly want to hear from you guys, but I would love to know, do you consider 15-11 in a month of success? What do you consider a success for the month of April? And it doesn't matter, right? I mean, we've seen them have a strong April before. I remember one when I had to dye my hair purple. That was something I'll never forget.
Teal beard, teal beard, teal beard.
We're not getting to those 50.
Let's go, Gino.
You can. I'll dye my beard whatever colors you want me to if Gino hits 50 home runs. That ain't happening. I'll tell you that right now. But Kevin, what do you think? Like, what do you constitute in a month like this? So 15-11, right? We got 26 games essentially over the month. What do you consider a win there?
I don't know. It's tough to predict win-losses in baseball over the course of a month, but I do think that I would love to see some of the issues that have sprouted up in the early season.
Yeah.
Some of the uncharacteristic stuff get ironed out, and I think that'd be the most important thing for me watching these games over the course of April here, Derek. So I just want to see the small stuff get ironed out. If mistakes happen, but gotta control the controllables and play Diamondbacks baseball. You can't make uncharacteristic defensive mistakes, especially, and still call yourself the Diamondbacks.
I agree. But there was something that my pal Jack Summers kind of hipped me to, and one thing to remember here is that the Diamondbacks have had bad records in the past, especially to start the month of April. In fact, in 1999, the Diamondbacks started the year 5-6. They went on to win 100 games that year and become the division champion. I don't know if you remember, but in a year 2001, the Diamondbacks started 4-7. They ended their year with a 92-70 record, and they went on to be the World Series champions.
And they added a new fan that year. Actually, 2 new fans, right?
Who were those 2 new fans?
Well, one, me for sure,
yeah.
But I also think Noah was born within that calendar year as well. So
I love when you guys talk about when you were born, and then I think about like shoes I bought that I still own from that year. That's really cool. That's really cool. 2011, another year where they didn't have a great start, 5-6 to start the year, but they went 94-68 and end up division champions that year as well. So do we care any longer with the way the wild card is structured about them winning the division? Not much. I mean, it would be great. But I believe one Damon said he would accept a 4th place finish just to see the Dodgers finish in 3rd. So sometimes you'll sacrifice your own success and happiness just to see your enemies be equally sad. I know overall that this is absolutely one of those situations where, no, there is no panic. There is no reason for anybody to overreact. But, as bad as that series loss to the Nationals seemed, and Pavin brought it up there, right? I mean, they were 1-1. You thought you were going to get out of there with that final win and win that series. And then overall, you look back on a 6-game road trip and you went 4-2 on a 6-game road trip. You couldn't be mad. You couldn't be mad at that, right? You lose one extra game to the Nationals and suddenly that everything changes. Everything looks much different, right? So they're in a position right now to turn things around. But again, the Nationals have been giving the Dodgers fits. They lost to the Nationals yesterday. They almost came back and beat the Dodgers today, the Nationals. So that Nationals team maybe isn't as weak as one might think, even though when we came into the series with them, they only had 1 run. What I will say is that they can't really take any of these teams for granted. Brewers, Marlins, Rays, Braves, they've all won some difficult games. They've all been beaten some good opponents. So at this point, we better just not take any team for granted, but go into these series and try to have this offensive explosion from today carry over, have it resonate a little bit farther, and keep this team a little hot. That would be great. But yeah, no, I know. Did we get any responses from anybody else in the chat? I didn't get a chance to look up, but just in regards to what they would consider a win. Ryan H says 15-11 is probably fourth in the NL West. Yeah, you're not wrong.
He also said that's also teal beard status. So I think you maybe should have read the full multiple choice before you answered there, because 15-11 is also teal beard status according to Ryan.
No, we only accepted that on the Geno's 50 home runs. I know what bet I placed. I have the slip. We're also getting a Gotten Milk shirt apparently. So yeah, we'll get that up in the shop soon. But we got just a little bit more to talk about. My voice probably won't last all the way until the end of this show. But on the other side of this break, we're going to talk about an alternate future where Kyler Murray decided to play baseball instead of football. We're going to talk about that on this in 2 minutes. So don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, I had a chance to meet the fine gentlemen from over at Pure Edibles today and got to tell them how much I enjoy their product. If you haven't had a chance to try them out, you should do so now. Pure Edibles is a wonderful edible company here from Flagstaff, Arizona. That's where they were originally created. They're now made right here in Phoenix, down the street, which is exciting. But Pure gummies are designed to be ripped or bit in half, making them easily shareable or easy to dial in the exact dose. They have their effects clearly listed on each tin, so there are no surprises about what you're getting. And again, their Pure offers gummies for sleep support, as well as candy with uplifting effects derived from unique cannabinoids. So check out all of the wonderful products that they have to offer. Again, their gummies are not covered in sugar like pretty much everybody else. So go find yourself some Pure edible products from one of over 130 dispensaries across Arizona, and do so right now. Get me some for my throat. Branded Bills, by the way, a company I love. Cannot get enough of how much I see Branded Bills everywhere. I was at Reggae, Rise Up. Don't toss me a U of A hat. I don't want a U of A hat. Get that away from me. No. He gets me to bear down yesterday. Now he has me holding a bunch of U of A hats. I hate this. Why are you doing this to me? This is bad. But no, I shouldn't have done that because I like Branded Bills hats. But now I feel like I just slammed them down in frustration. There we go. That's the good one. We're going to put that one on real quick. And that's how we do things around here, because forks up. Of course, you got to check out the wonderful hats that they have to offer. Of course, if you are looking to make some hats for your company, if you're looking to have your brand stand apart from the crowd, you can look to Branded Bills for a wide variety of snapbacks, truckers, fitted hats, beanies, t-shirts, bags. They have all sorts of stuff. We got to see some cool stuff that they have coming out when we went and visited their shop. So if you're looking to make your gear, once again, stand apart from the crowd, they have you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. Or get yourself a U of A or ASU hat. Get yourself a Phoenix Suns hat, even though it's just kind of in memoriam at this point. But they're a local company from right here in Mesa, Arizona. Make sure to support them, support local, and head to brandedbills.com and use code PHNX for 20% off your first order. All right, well, now I got to take this off because it's not the same anymore.
As you should. I should just wear it
the rest of the show, but Eric was kind enough to basically right the wrong that you created there, Kev.
Eric's a Sun Devil. He probably got lice. Too now.
Oh.
All
right. That's is that I don't know, is that slander? Is that lie? I don't know.
You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Anyway, speaking of having a good time with the fellas here in the office, our PHNX Cardinals crew got to go out, hang out with our QB1, K1, Kyler Murray. He is having a celebrity softball game, so that's going to be fun. We're going to be out there, be a part of that. That's very exciting. But the guys had a little chat with him, brought up, of course, my sport, our sport, Kyler's sport of baseball. And this is what Kyler had to say about playing the game and you know, just the good old days.
I do remember, like, this brings back memories for me, just being here. Like, you see the dirt, the baseline, the grass. Like, what do you remember fondly about your baseball days?
Yeah, I don't want to start anything, but I went to opening day the other day, and I went with Trey Benson and Amari DiMarcado, and I told them that we're sitting in the stands, like we're sitting with the people, because I just wanted to feel the game, the atmosphere. Yeah. And I truly felt like I should be out there. You know what I mean? The Diamondbacks didn't have a great day that day, but it was just good, man. The atmosphere of baseball, like the tradition of it, the real what it really means to play the game of baseball. It's a beautiful game. Obviously, I know fans don't really love watching it too much, but I miss it. I do miss it. But again, I wouldn't trade what I'm doing for the world. I really just miss hitting home runs and having swag.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Man, I really wish we got to at least know what the world of Kyler Murray choosing baseball over football is. Wouldn't that be so much fun? And I may have come up with that fictional world. So if you want to hear about it, if you're watching on the TV side, come on over to gophnx.com. We're going to continue the conversation over there. We love you guys, appreciate you guys. If you're watching already over here, let's get into it. So in case you forgot, Kyler Murray was drafted 9th overall by the Athletics. I'm not going to call it. They were the Oakland Athletics at the time, but they don't get to be called that anymore. This was back in the 2018 draft. He was also drafted by your Arizona Cardinals the following year in 2019 with the 1st overall draft pick, making him the first player to be drafted in the first round of both sports in history. But what if Kyler decided to play baseball? Other notable selections that year are Joey Bart, who was drafted 2nd by the Giants. Alec Boehm was drafted 3rd by the Phillies. You had Jared Kelenic, drafted 6th by the Mets. Nico Horner, drafted 24th by the Cubs. And most importantly, drafted number 28 by the Houston Astros, Seth Beer. Seth Cerveza, let's go. There's a name we all remember. But in this alternate timeline, Kyler Murray is a left fielder for the Athletics. And because that's he was an infielder, and he did change his position to left field. So he would have been a left fielder. And the problem with that was he would be currently blocked by Brent Rooker, who was drafted 1 year before him and has been a very good baseball player for the Oakland Athletics. Now, there's a good chance that in AAA, AA over there with the Aviators, where Kyler's playing baseball in this alternate timeline, that he could have moved around, that he could have maybe played a different outfield position. But unfortunately, he was just blocked this whole time. And he just kind of whittled away in AA, single A, played some club ball, played AAA for entirely too long. People started wondering, when were we going to see Kyler Murray? Well, that answer in this alternate fake timeline was this year, because right now in 2025, Brent Rooker is hitting 185 as a member of the A's. And as far as me making up fictional numbers, Kyler Murray in this situation is hitting 296 for the Las Vegas Aviators. So he gets the call up, right? He plays for the rest of the season. It's fine. He gets the call up, let's say, end of April. And then, again, this completely fake situation. He finally has a night on August 2nd, 2025, a night game, because he gets called up from the Las Vegas Aviators to the Sacramento Athletics. That's right, a place that doesn't even have a real major league clubhouse. And basically on August 2nd, 2025, he plays a game. He plays a game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The heat on field that night reaches 115 degrees. And based on the fact that Kyler Murray knows that had he decided to walk his path of football, and he would be a member of an Arizona sports franchise, he knew the math on it. He knew if he went in to the NFL draft in 2019, that would have been what happened. So that night on August 2nd, Murray makes the internal decision that he's going to retire from the game, Kev. So he makes his announcement to leave the game that following offseason, choosing to become a personal fitness trainer and a high school football coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a depressing K1 timeline.
Look, I didn't say that this alternate future was happy. I didn't. What, you wanted me to be like, oh, he was going to become a free agent, get picked up by the Diamondbacks? No, this is real life in this fake scenario. This is an alternate timeline that I control. And because life sometimes is sad, I decided to make it go that way. In fact, Kyler Murray would go on to never watch another game of baseball for the rest of his natural life.
Oh my God. That felt unnecessary.
It did, didn't it?
That felt cinematic.
Yeah,
over
that's
the top.
fine. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you go too far, but I do believe we have some super chats that we need to read before we get out of here. What do we got?
Yes, we do have a super chat from Candace.
Oh, Candace.
$5. Do we lead the league in pitch comm malfunctions?
I have a theory on this, and I believe it's just whatever team you watch. You guys know I went through my little spat with some of the members of the Diamondbacks community that all wanted to get super angry after a loss because some bad decisions were made over the course of a game. What I will say is very similar to that. I've come to realize in talking to fans from other Major League Baseball organizations that do not root for the Diamondbacks, but root for, let's say, the Mariners, who got their walk-off win a little while ago, or Rockies, which I understand their misery, but like good teams, Phillies, other teams like that, they are also miserable all the time. They're just sad. And so they say their baseball team makes them sad, and they're just sad, and it's sad. And I think the reason why is because this godforsaken sport has a 162-game regular season, and it's hard to stay happy when at any point your team can make you sad, make you upset, ruin your day. And they play almost every single day, so there's always a chance for them to do that. Based on this same theory, I'm going to say, like, the team you watch probably has way too many pitch comm malfunctions. I don't know what's going on with the Diamondbacks at times. I did notice that the fight between Paul Sewald and his pitch comm is still happening in Cleveland. So I don't know if it's just about the Diamondbacks, but that's all I got. Ryan says, I'm still angry we won. Thanks for being honest, Ryan, because most of the people that said that were like, bro, nobody's angry. And then they would write me a paragraph. I'm like, that you sound angry is what you sound. But hey, I'll tell you this much. I love that you guys are all meeting up on Saturday. I'm looking forward to being out for some more Diamondbacks.
Please shower. Please shower.
Please shower. That should go without saying. Let's find another thing to do in order to keep the winning streak going, right? But maybe something like I don't know, more positive in life. But I do appreciate you guys so much for being here. I'm very thankful that the Diamondbacks found a way to put it all together today. We will be back tomorrow with another 2 p.m. show. So, of course, we hope you join us for that. Going to have Mr. Dalton Feely stopping by tomorrow. So that's always fun when he comes by to talk snake ball. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Cap_caveman with a K. Kev is at Kevo Posts. Our show is at PHNX_Dbacks. But as always, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We thank you guys so much for your time. Appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, with all sincerity, I know your time is your most valuable commodity. I can't express enough how much I appreciate you spending it with me. We will be back again tomorrow, like I said. So in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful night. Behave yourselves, shower, and remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when your team absolutely decimates the opponent 9-0.
We all silly like the mayor.